Unless you have a specific safety concern, try to delay pruning your trees, especially during the hot, dry summer months. Remember, it's important to keep an eye on trees that are used to receiving additional watering through runoff from lawns and other landscaping. Next, slow soak mature trees once a month and do not add fertilizer to expedite growth. Instead of fertilizer, use mulch under your trees. Trees are a valuable long-term investment in LA's communities and infrastructure, so protecting them during the watering restrictions period is critical. For more information on water conservation methods, please visit dpw.lacity.org. The Office of Council District 1 is celebrating the completion of traffic improvements in Rampart Village.
This is a huge milestone to the community. Now they have a safer way to cross the street, especially on Virgil, because it's actually a really busy intersection. So adding a full signal here is an amazing addition to the community.
The district office is joined by the Department of Transportation in lauding the much-needed upgrades at West 5th Street and South Virgil Avenue. The changes to the intersection include new high-visibility crosswalks and a new traffic signal. In a historically problematic intersection, the improvements now in place will offer new safety measures for the community. A preview of the new and improved 6th Street Viaduct is now available through a virtual self-guided tour. This 3D tour explores the unique features and state-of-the-art engineering employed during what is being hailed as the largest bridge project in the history of Los Angeles. The new 6th Street Viaduct replaces the original bridge that was built in 1932. Among the key improvements has been making the structure seismic compliant. The opening of the reimagined 6th Street Viaduct is expected to happen this summer. To take your own 3D virtual tour of this innovative structure, visit 6thstreetviaduct.org.
Councilmember John Lee, along with LA's police and fire departments, recently rallied in Council District 12 for a time-honored tradition hosted by St. Baldrick's Foundation. The 22nd annual LAFD and LAPD head shaving fundraiser sends all proceeds towards the fight against childhood cancer. Check out these generous souls going above and beyond to protect and serve.
We're at the St. Baldrick's event. This is an event that we've been holding here in the city for over 20 years, where LAPD and LAFD come together to raise money for cancer research. And so right behind me, you see a stage back there. We're going to be shaving heads of some officers and some firefighters who have gone out to the community and told them what they're doing and have raised over $25,000.
We've had a number of firefighters that throughout the last year have been soliciting donations to shave their head. And today is really the culmination of that effort. And so today they'll be up there shaving their heads. That money, as soon as their head is shaved, that money will then be donated to the St. Baldrick's Foundation.
I'm really proud of the work of LAPD joining with LA Fire to bring awareness to this issue, but also to raise important monies that can help that research and help move us along to save lives and make a difference in so many children's lives and their families. Our brothers and sisters in the fire department join with us in so many important engagements in protecting the people of Los Angeles, and this is yet another partnership, a move by their generosity, by their humility, and by their commitment to really be a partner with us in helping save lives and help again make a difference in our community.
This is absolutely nothing compared to what these kids go through, and so I felt it's the least I could do to help, and it feels great. The fire chief, as you saw, shaved it. Either way, I was planning on doing it, so I'm glad to have done it. I feel great.
This event we haven't been able to have for the last 2 years because of COVID. So this is not only our first time back, but also I love having it in my district, and I appreciate that they chose Council District 12 to have it here.
The LA Youth Development Department and the LA Unified School District are teaming up to help the city's young adults find summer employment. The job fair event offered interviews and job opportunities for young Angelenos ages 18 to 24. Here's that story.
So what's happening here is a great thing for the kids of Los Angeles. Today we're here having an awesome job fair that the City of Los Angeles, through the Youth Development Department, working with LA Unified, put on this job fair so that all these young people, 18 to 24-year-olds throughout Los Angeles can come and get some good jobs. The City of Los Angeles and dozens of nonprofits are partnering to make sure we have summer camps going in every single low-income neighborhood throughout Los Angeles. So if you're a kid in LA who wants to go have a great program this summer, you can go to a summer camp. But guess what? If we're having summer camps for all kids in LA, what do we need? We need camp counselors. So if you love our kids and want to go work with them and mentor them and help them find a lot of joy and a lot of excitement this summer, let's come. We got a job for you. And that's what this job fair is. It's a lot of fun.
We believe that every young person in the city of Los Angeles should have access to free and low-cost opportunities while they're on vacation during the summertime. We have hundreds of youth-serving organizations throughout the city that provide all kinds of great programs where you could have a summer job, you could go and recreate, play sports, or you can learn.
I'm really interested in giving back to my community and civic engagement, and all of these seem really focused on that. So I think it does make it easier. It's very focused, it's very helpful. And I just got an interview. I just finished it up and it went really well. So I hopefully can, work as an after-school programmer with the company I just interviewed with.
I think this helps very much to start like your first job, because it gives you enough experience helping others, kids, because I want to save a little bit of money for if I want to enter any college or university. I want to save a little bit of money and it will do good for the future.
Siento que esta es una buena oportunidad para todos y que ojalá más personas se enteraran de esta oportunidad que tienen, porque es algo muy importante para ellos y les va a ayudar a crecer también.
This is the first time that the city and the school district and all these nonprofits have come together. Historically, there may be some programs in this neighborhood or that neighborhood run by one organization, but really coming out of the pandemic, knowing how much our kids lost, the city and the school district and the nonprofit said, let's come together and let's actually make sure that in every single low-income neighborhood throughout Los Angeles, every child can go to a free, exciting, enriching summer program. That hasn't happened before, and this hasn't happened before. We said, let's all collaborate and partner on getting as many folks hired to work these programs and run these programs as possible. So it's a special time for Los Angeles, a special time for our kids, and it's something that's really inspiring.
The Hospitality Training Academy in Council District 10 offers training and job opportunities to Angelenos that want careers in professional kitchens. The Academy's 8-week training program recently held a community buffet to show off their culinary skills. Take a look.
Today is our community buffet, where we invite in our partners, we invite people from the community in general, anybody who gets involved with our programs to come and see what our students are doing. This is our Chef de Partie line cook program. It's a culinary program, runs for 8 weeks, where we take people generally who have never worked in the business before and train them very, very quickly and very intensively to work in a professional kitchen. And then we place them in excellent jobs. So it's a way for somebody to really step into a career and support their family well, and it's life-changing.
All my life, I like to cook. And when I found myself out of work, this was the perfect opportunity for me to actually put in what I love to do to use. Not only do they show you how to prepare meals, but they give you a lot of other good experiences, and they help you find jobs. That is the biggest thing for most of us right now. Out of work and don't know what to do. But if you can actually do something that you love and get paid for it and get free training for it, it's a win-win for everybody. So it's just a great opportunity, and you would be crazy to pass it up.
I actually found out about HTA on the radio. I heard an interview on NPR of a former student. So I had just come to America, and he was an immigrant as well. So when I heard that did the program and that he started an actual culinary career, that spoke to me a lot, because that's exactly the same position I was in. So I thought it was a good chance to get my skills up, to get formal training, and be more hireable. So when I first came in, I was a little bit apprehensive. Can I cut it? Can I do it? Chefs are gonna yell at me. Can I handle it? But when I finish, I feel like I just walk anywhere into any kitchen. I can just pick up the menu, I can pick up the recipe. So it's been super easy, actually. I feel super confident.
The program, HTA, is growing very quickly. Great success, and we're getting a lot of people employed. The employers are begging for our people. They love them so much. I'm out here talking to people right now, and the employers are telling us how much they love our students and that they're the best employers they have. So it's really very exciting to see this and to see the support from the community. We've been doing this now for about 7 years, and it's becoming more and more robust as we go.
These days, it's hard to imagine any organization having too much money for any event. But once upon a time, back in 1984, the LA Olympics raised far more money than it anticipated. The surplus funds became an endowment now known as the LA 84 Foundation. In our feature story this week, Maria Hallbrown sits down with Sandra Martinez, the foundation's vice president and chief of staff. She explains the mission of LA 84 and how it has expanded youth sports opportunities across Southern California.
Renowned college basketball coach John Wooden said, "Sports do not build character, they reveal it." Well, I'm sure our guest today actually agrees with that statement. I'm delighted to be joined by Sandra Martinez. She is the Vice President and Chief of Staff here at LA 84 Foundation. LA 84 Foundation was actually established after the 1984 Olympics.
Yeah.
So, in essence, what is it?
It's a private foundation that was established with the resources that came from the Olympics. The 1984 Olympics was kind of groundbreaking in that there was so much money that was raised that there was some leftovers, and so that was put into an endowed fund to really support the involvement of youth in Los Angeles to get engaged in sport and play.
I'm old enough to think that 1984 was like a minute and a half ago, but you know, for a foundation, that's a pretty substantive amount of time.
Yeah.
And the starter funds, I'm sure, were pretty profound to begin with, but how do you guys sustain it? Because, you know, you give out some really remarkable grants.
Yeah, well, we have an endowed fund that obviously that we dip into and support on an annual basis. And we've also had the benefit of corporate sponsors and corporate donors, as well as other donors who are really interested in supporting, you know, play and allowing young people to engage in sport.
What has LA 84 witnessed that validates all of this focus on sport and play?
Well, there's now a lot of data that is emerging around the important role that sport and play plays in people's lives in terms of their own ability to be successful, because you learn kind of basic skills in a team situation. You learn how to work with others, you learn how to negotiate, you learn how to win, and you learn how to lose, all things that you need to kind of have in life. And so there is data that says if you do this with kids, you will end up having better students, better outcomes, things like that. There's also data that suggests that folks who have been involved in sport make better employees because they've learned kind of regimens and routines, and those are all things that you need in a workplace.
Enjoy a children's art garden workshop in San Pedro. Check out the queer art show Julio Salgado, or watch Wildlife Wendy's Tropical Birds show in person. All this up next on Things to Do.
Angels Gate Cultural Center and Feed and Be Fed are partnering on a summer art workshop series. Join the Angels Gate artist teacher in creating art inspired by the outdoors. Create art using the garden as your inspiration through the exploration of a variety of artistic mediums. This free garden arts workshop is designed for children ages 5 to 12. This workshop will take place outdoors in the Garden Church, 429 West 6th Street, San Pedro. The event kicks off at 10:30 a.m. on Saturday, June 11th. For more information, visit angelsgateart.org or check out their listing on Eventbrite. Celebration of LGBTQIA Pride Month is well underway at the Silver Lake Branch Library. On June 9th, enjoy the queer art show Julio Salgado. Presented via Zoom, Salgado takes viewers on a visual journey of his works and career. Salgado is the Migrant Storytelling Manager for the Center for Cultural Power, an artist organization, and the co-founder of the media platform Dreamers Adrift. Enjoy great stories and great artwork by Julio Salgado, recounting his parallel journey of acceptance as a gay man and an undocumented person. The Zoom happens Thursday, June 9th from 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Advanced registration for this event is recommended. For more information, visit lapl.org/events. The John C. Fremont branch invites you to check out Wildlife Wendy's Tropical Birds. Wendy's performing parrots will amaze and enlighten with natural and trained behaviors. The 45-minute family program includes trick performing, free flight, talking, and singing birds. Wendy, a professional animal trainer, encourages audience participation as she entertains and educates the audience about parrots. Wildlife Wendy's Tropical Birds Show comes to the John C. Fremont Branch Library on Saturday, June 11th from 10:30 a.m. to 11:15 a.m. For more information, visit lapl.org/events. And that's a look at some things to do.
And that's it for this edition. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thank you so much for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacityview.org, and we're also on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.
Are you a lobbyist? Any individual may qualify as a lobbyist, regardless of occupation, education, training, or professional title. An individual qualifies as a lobbyist when two thresholds are met during any consecutive 3-month period. Threshold 1. The individual is paid to engage in at least 30 hours of lobbying activities on behalf of another person. Lobbying activities include drafting ordinances, resolutions, or regulations, providing advice or recommending strategy to a client or others, conducting research or gathering information, seeking to influence an outside party's position through activities such as public relations or engaging with neighborhood councils, attending, monitoring, or providing public comment at city meetings, including neighborhood council meetings, hearings, or other events, and other similar activities. And Threshold 2. The individual has at least one direct communication with a city decision maker in an attempt to influence a city matter. Examples of a direct communication include face-to-face conversation, letter, Q&A, text message, email, testimony, or phone call. A direct communication can occur personally or through an intermediary. If you meet the lobbying thresholds, the law requires you to register as a lobbyist and file quarterly reports. You may also be prohibited from making political contributions and gifts. This is only an overview. For more information and assistance, visit ethics.lacity.org/lobbying.
Good morning and welcome to the Los Angeles City Council. Today is Wednesday, June 8th. I'm Nuri Martinez, the President of the City Council. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Blumenfield.
Blumenfield present.
Bonin.
Bonin present.
Buscaino. Absent. Cedillo.
Present.
De Leon. Absent. Harris Dawson.
Present.
Koretz. Absent. Krikorian.
Here.
Lee.
Present.
Martinez.
Present.
O'Farrell.
We certainly can. Present.
Price. Absent. Rahman.
Here.
Rodriguez.
Here.
Wesson. Absent. 10 members present and a quorum, Madam President.
First order of business.
Approval of the minutes of June 7, 2022.
Mr. Cedillo moves and Mr. Blumenfield seconds. Next.
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
Mr. O'Farrell moves and Ms. Rahman seconds. Next.
Madam President, there is a request to continue item 5 to June 4, 2022.
Okay, without objection, that would be the order. Next.
Item 1 is an item notice for public hearing. Items 2 through 4 are items which public hearings have been held. Items 5 through 14 are items which public hearings have not been held. 10 votes are required for consideration.
Okay, without objection, those items are now before us. Members, you wish to call any of these items special? Mr. Cedillo?
Yes, item 3 for amending motion, please.
Do you have it ready to be read into the record?
Yes, my staff tells me it's not necessary to read it into record, but yes, we're prepared.
Okay, you can go ahead and
It's been
circulate it now.
distributed.
Go ahead and circulate the amending motion, Mr. Cedillo, on item number 3. Ms. Rahman?
I'd just like to call item 5 for a separate vote, please.
Thank you. It was continued. That item's been continued, Ms. Rahman, till June 14th.
Sorry, I missed that. Thank you.
Mr. O'Farrell?
Thank you, Madam President. Item 13, called special, please.
For remarks?
For remarks.
Members, are there any other specials? Okay, seeing no other specials, Madam Clerk, which are the available items for us to vote on?
Madam President, there are cards on 1, 6 through 14, and the items available for council to vote on now are items 2 and 4.
Okay, let's go ahead and vote on those items. Open the roll. Close the roll and tabulate the vote.
10 ayes.
Okay, I'm moving to public comment at this time. If I call your name, please come up to the podium. Arnold Sachs. Okay, Mr. Sachs, we're going to start with your items. You filled out cards for items 6 through 14 and general public comment. Start with this 3 minutes, Madam Clerk. Go ahead, sir.
Actually, one second. If you want to talk on item 3 too, you may.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning, Arnold Sachs. I'd like to talk to a couple different items. First of all, out of all the 13 items on the list, only 2 of them have community impacts. Again, you're refusing to allow the community to have any input on any of these items. I'm concerned about that. Number 1 refers to an ordinance every year for weed abatement. Why do they have an ordinance every year for weed abatement? It's an annual abatement program. Do you have ordinances every year for every item? No, you have an ordinance. Why don't you put an ordinance together and put it in the city charter that it's in the city charter as a law? I'm concerned about number 13. It deals with the Water and Power Company. And I'm concerned why they discontinued the pilot program, which was a payment in lieu of them paying taxes on their property. And I'm wondering why they don't have a pilot program for both the Department of Water and the Department of Power, which are actually 2 separate departments under one heading. You should think about that. And number 10 refers to redevelopment projects. And I thought the state did away with the redevelopment corporation about 5 or 10 years ago. And that the AB 1290 money that should be going into the council districts is instead going to the councilman office. And there's more money that goes to the council offices instead of the council districts. And I think that community input would be really important on the availability of those funds. I'm also concerned about item number 6. They want to create a CEQA panel. Why don't they stop building instead of waiting 3 years to discuss the revisement of CEQA? We want clean air now. If you go outside and you see how dirty the air is, you'd be killing yourself. And I think before they do that, then they're going to go ahead and decide what kind of laws we need. So it'll be 5 years before they decide to get clean air. And that's a little bit too long. They should be looking at cleaning up some of these refineries. And then I'm also concerned that the government has given out, last year they passed $1.9 trillion pandemic relief. And the year before they had a CARES Act when the government was shut down because of the SEIU. And they got $20 trillion for the different CARES packages. There was a CARES Act package. There was a Crown Act package. There was quite a few. There was a PPP package. There's like $30 trillion that has been allocated by the government. Where's the goddamn money?
Okay, Mr. Sachs, move on to general public comment. Give him a minute. Thank you.
Okay, general public comment. So I've been picking up a lot of articles, and this one is about the novel coronavirus. And this one states that the Orange County and LA County has dropped the mask mandate. But this one says federal law requires a mask mandate. So which is it? Is it a federal law, and who enforces the federal laws? And this one is about DASH, and this is DASH, D-A-S-H. But if you look at the buses, it doesn't say DASH on the buses. And who the hell is MV? That's a private transportation company. Who owns MV Transportation? And why are you paying private transportation to provide public transportation in the county and the city of Los Angeles? Don't you care about where your money's being spent? Oh, wait, that's the people's money.
Thank you, Mr. Sachs. Next speaker is Monsignor Cox. Good morning. You filled out a card for general public comment, and you have 1 minute.
Thank you. President Martinez, Councilman Cedillo, and honorable council members. My name is Monsignor Cox, and I'm the Executive Director of Catholic Charities of Los Angeles, and we're the social arm of the Archdiocese of Los Angeles. And I'm speaking to you this morning in response to a letter I received from the Culture Heritage Commission regarding the proposed designation of property owned by Catholic Charities located at 846 South Union Avenue in Pico Union, Westlake area, and they want to designate the building as a historical cultural monument. Catholic Charities objects to the proposed designation. I would like to give the clerk later on
Go ahead and finish your thoughts, and if you have any documents to hand to us, we can have one of the sergeants get it from you, and we'll make sure we circulate it.
Thank you. I would like that our goal in purchasing the property just before the pandemic is to build a community center with the indoor gymnasium, youth homeless housing, and outdoor athletic field for the Pico Westlake community. Catholic Charities has determined that if the property is designated as a historical cultural monument, Catholic Charities will suffer substantial hardship, which will deprive Catholic Charities of appropriate use of the property in the furtherance of our religious mission, reasonable use of the property, and economic return on the property. We note that depriving Catholic Charities of the use of the property in furtherance of our mission deprives the people of Pico Union Westlake of safe recreational spaces, housing, local services,
and thank you. Whatever document you have, please. The
Sergeants,
will
can
pick it
you
up.
please, the sergeant will take the document from you and we'll make sure it gets circulated. Thank you very much. Next speaker is Kelly Clift. You have 1 minute of general public comment.
Good morning, City Council. My name is, as you said, Ms. Kelly Cliff. My father, Walter Cliff, murdered. He resided in the Southeast Police Station Division. I continuously made complaints about Los Angeles police officers allowing people to break in our home, allowing people to break in our garage, and also 77 Police Station and Los Angeles Police Headquarters. Continuously made complaints prior to my father, Walter Cliff, being murdered. Los Angeles police officers harassed me, and when they found out that I was a virgin in my, they found out in my 30s. I'm not a homosexual, not bisexual, never have been. I'm a Christian woman raised by Christian parents, Walter and Liberta Cliff. I was harassed by Los Angeles Police Department. Walter Cliff, my father, gets murdered. Please look up Kelly A. Cliff versus Los Angeles District Attorney's Office, Stanley Moss Court. The case number is 21 STC V06217.
Thank you. Next speaker is Rick Fields. Mr. Fields, I realize you filled out a card for item number 2. That's already been voted on?
Yes.
But if you wish to speak in general public comment on this item, you may do that at this time.
No, I can pass it this time. Thank
All
you
right.
very much.
Thank you so much. Next speaker is Winnie. Good morning. You filled out a card for general public comment. You have 1 minute.
Good morning. I'm so sorry that Councilman Cedillo is not here.
Can you get a little closer to the mic so we can hear you better?
Yes, I'm so sorry that Councilman Cedillo is not here. I have something that I would like to, this is my first time.
Go ahead.
I have something that I would like to submit to
his office?
To please read, if Mr. Cedillo could please read this. And
Okay, why don't you go ahead and hand it to this gentleman right here? Mel, can you please?
if I could get a response as well. Thank you.
This gentleman works for Mr. Cedillo, and
Thank you
we'll
so
make sure
much.
he gets it.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Members, that concludes public comment for today's meeting. Let's go ahead and vote on items number 1, items 6 through 12, and item 14. Madam Clerk, please open the roll. Close the roll and tabulate the vote.
10 ayes.
Madam President, there is a request to send item 11 forthwith, please.
Without objection, that will be the order. Let's move on to item number 3 and vote on item number 3 as amended. Let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
10 ayes.
Okay, let's move on to item 13. This was called special by Mr. O'Farrell.
Thank you, Madam President. I am so honored and pleased to stand before you in relation to the mayor's appointment for the Board of Water and Power Commission. Our friend, my friend, Cynthia Ruiz, a remarkable individual who I've known for at least 17 years, I want to say maybe 18 or more, through just various incredible work that Cynthia has done over the decades. When I first met her, we were just active together in circles in Northeast Los Angeles, where we both are from. And then as president of the Public Works Commission, shortly after that time, in the mid-aughts, for many years, a great leader on the Public Works Commission, moving some of the issues of the day forward then. I remember working with you on the Silver Lake Library and so many other worthwhile endeavors, helping to set the stage for further successes in public works and infrastructure, whether it be Echo Park Lake renovation or so many other projects that we collaborated on, to her work as Lacers Commission president, as an executive of the Port, and in her own professional career as an inspirational speaker and an author. Cynthia Ruiz is going to bring something else extra special to this commission that has been lacking always. They've never had a Native American on the board of Water and Power Commissioners. As a fellow Native American and understanding how important representation is in Los Angeles, where Native cultures were all but completely erased through the mission system and colonization, it's important that the world, that the city and the world hear about the contributions and the history of ancient cultures and how a return to some of our spiritual beliefs really helps uplift all of us. And when it comes to our imperative of a complete transition to 100% renewable energy in just over 12 years, I need a Native American on that commission to help me get there. And we're going to do it. So it just gives me great pleasure to elevate Cynthia Ruiz in this appointment. I ask for a unanimous aye vote. We're going to do great work together. You're going to be a real asset to that commission. You're going to add a very unique voice that has not yet been heard. And they're a great commission. But having Ms. Ruiz's presence there is only going to elevate the importance of the work, the importance of the collaboration, and the importance of realizing that as we transition to renewable energy and we recycle and value our water, how those values are indigenous, they are native of this land, and very important. And it adds a certain spirituality to this imperative that I think Angelenos and the Department of Water and Power are on board for, and we're all moving in that direction. And this just really helps underscore the importance of that. So, colleagues, I ask for a unanimous aye vote on the appointment of Cynthia Ruiz as on the board of Water and Power Commission. Thank you so much, and thank you, Cynthia, for your friendship and your contributions to this city over the last couple of decades. Thank you, colleagues.
Thank you, Mr. O'Farrell. With that, there are no other members on the queue. Let's go ahead and vote on this item. Madam Clerk, please open the roll. Close the roll and tabulate the vote.
10 ayes.
Congratulations, Ms. Ruiz. Thank you for your commitment and service to our city. Madam Clerk, where are we at now?
Council has motions for posting and referral.
Okay, those are posted and referred. Members, are there any announcements? Any announcements? Seeing none, can you all rise for adjourning motions? Any adjourning motions to my right? Any adjourning motions to my left? Okay, seeing no adjourning motions, our meeting is adjourned.